For over 35 years, there has been one aircraft so silent, so hidden and so deadly that even the world's most advanced air defense systems struggle to realize it ever flew overhead. A bomber that can appear from thousands of kilometers away, strike high-value targets, and vanish back into the darkness before the enemy even reacts. This is the B-2 Spirit, a stealth bomber worth over $2 billion per aircraft, engineered to slip through layered defenses and destroy the most critical points deep inside enemy territory. Today, we uncover how the B-2 works, why it is so hard to detect, and what makes it one of the most feared aircraft ever built, even in an age of advanced military technology. In the late 1970s and 1980s, the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a rising technological arms race. The Soviets were deploying layered air defenses, long-range missiles, and multi-band radar networks. The Pentagon realized a harsh truth: conventional bombers would not survive the next generation of enemy defenses. So, the Advanced Technology Bomber, or ATB program, began in absolute secrecy. Northrop, working with Boeing and Hughes, proposed a radical flying wing design, a shape so unconventional that many once believed it was impossible to control, until computerized flight stabilization made it a reality. On July 17, 1989, the first B-2 lifted into the sky. According to US Air Force records, the Spirit was designed to open the path for other aircraft and missiles, strike high-value targets, and penetrate deep defenses without being detected. But after the Soviet Union collapsed, the production run was cut dramatically, leaving only 21 aircraft. Reuters reports that this reduction pushed the cost to more than $2.1 billion per jet. The stealth technology that makes it disappear. Stealth is not just a jet painted black. It is physics, geometry, thermal control, and electromagnetic discipline. And the B-2 stands at the absolute peak of that philosophy. First, the flying wing shape. With no vertical tails, the biggest radar reflective surfaces simply do not exist. Analysts cited by the BBC note that the B-2's radar return can be so small it appears as a bird or atmospheric clutter. Second, radar-absorbing material. This advanced coating absorbs radar energy instead of reflecting it. The Air Force states the coating is so sensitive it requires specialized climate-controlled hangars for maintenance. Third, thermal management. The B-2's exhaust is buried deep within the wing, drastically lowering its infrared signature. Fourth, EMCON, electronic emission control. The aircraft can fly in near total radio silence. No emissions, no detectable signals. If radars see nothing and sensors hear nothing, then effectively the aircraft is not there. Defense News puts it simply: the B-2 is too difficult to track for any reliable engagement. The B-2's combat debut came during Kosovo, 1999. According to Air Force Global Strike Command, although only 8 Spirits were operational, they destroyed 10% of Serbia's strategic targets in the opening days. In Iraq, 2003, the B-2 executed a legendary mission, a 30-plus hour non-stop strike from Missouri to Iraq and back. ABC News reports this mission demonstrated true global strike capability. And in Libya, 2011, the Spirit destroyed hardened hangars and fortified sites. Analysts say whenever a B-2 shows up, it is not a routine strike. It is a strategic message. And recently, several defense reports have noted the use of the B-2 in striking an Iranian bunker complex buried deep underground. a target that demands extreme precision and massive penetrating power, flying a stealth attack profile and carrying heavy bunker-buster weapons. The Spirit once again proved its ability to hit facilities that many nations consider completely unreachable. Each of these operations reinforces one thing: the B-2 Spirit is a bomber that doesn't just enter the battlefield undetected, it leaves the battlefield without ever being stopped. The B-2 doesn't just sneak in, it carries some of the most important weapons in the US arsenal. According to US Air Force fact sheets, the B-2 can deploy B-6112 nuclear bombs, precision-guided nuclear strikes, B-83 high-yield nuclear bombs, JDAM precision conventional weapons, the Massive Ordnance Penetrator MOP, a 13,600-pound bunker buster designed for deeply buried targets. This combination makes the B-2 ideal for first-night strikes, neutralizing radars, command centers, nuclear bunkers, and missile sites before the enemy understands what's happening. The real question is, can modern systems like the S-300, S-400, or any advanced IADS stop a B-2? The answer: highly unlikely. Defense News and Reuters highlight several points. Low-frequency radars may detect something, but cannot guide missiles with usable accuracy. High-frequency radars, which can guide missiles, struggle the most against the B-2's geometry and RAM. IADS networks rely on stable tracking, and stealth aircraft produce returns that are unstable or ambiguous. Combine this with electronic warfare, mission systems and tactics, and the chance of a successful missile lock drops even further. Reports from the 2024 to 2025 Ukraine conflict, including confirmed S-400 losses, reinforce a hard truth: even the most advanced air defenses can be evaded, blinded, or destroyed. Now imagine facing the most refined stealth bomber ever built. The massive price tag and why it exists. Why is the B-2 so expensive? Reuters points to several reasons. It required technology that simply did not exist at the time. The production run was slashed to only 21 aircraft, driving up cost per unit. RAM maintenance requires specialized facilities and expertly trained crews. Its composite structure, avionics, and software were decades ahead of their time. Ironically, the same factors that made the B-2 expensive are the same reasons it remains the most mature stealth bomber in the world, at least until the B-21 Raider fully takes over. Even as the world shifts its attention to the B-21 Raider, the B-20 Spirit is nowhere near retirement. In fact, this stealth bomber is receiving some of the biggest upgrades in its entire history. According to Air Force Global Strike Command and multiple defense reports, the Spirit is now being fitted with a modernized AN/APQ-181 radar, improved low observable materials, a next-generation data link, and digital cockpit upgrades designed for long-duration missions. These enhancements keep the B-2 effective against modern threats like the S-400, the HQ-22, and future long-range air defense systems that continue to emerge around the world. And while the B-21 will eventually take over many strategic missions, analysts believe the B-2 will remain in service through the late 2030s and possibly even the early 2040s. 2 generations of stealth bombers operating together, and the B-2. It will remain the first Shadow, the aircraft that opens enemy defenses, before the Raider moves in to finish the job. Here's the bottom line. The B-2 Spirit is not just a bomber, it is a strategic signal, a weapon designed not to be seen, but to reshape the battlefield before the enemy even knows what happened. So what do you think? Will the B-21 Raider truly replace the Spirit? Or will the B-20 remain the shadow haunting enemy radars for years to come? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want fact-based, high-accuracy military analysis, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Red Phantom. Stay aware, stay informed, and remain part of the Red Phantom community.